For those of you that recall the deer piss story, I'm not saying this is the same story, it's different. But it was in right near this area is where this took place. I had another encounter, and it goes like this. I'm coming from around down here. The trail does a bit of this weird curvy thing, so it goes like this, and then it goes around this part, because this gray blob, it's not a giant rock, but it is kind of a random sort of short, but relatively steep little incline plateau of sorts. So instead of the trail trying to go above it, the trail kind of does this S curve around it and then goes off into the distance. So the brown is the trail. Now, I was on this trail towards the end of a run, and this was just a little extension, just supposed to add 6-7 minutes to the run to reach the time that I wanted it to be, the length of time. And because this trail is really thin, it's a really thin part of the trail, usually a lot of rocks and roots. It's also kind of taking a little bit more slowly. Head has to I kind of got to be looking downwards for the most part. So I'm coming along here as I do in the red. And as I get about, let's say here, you know, human monkey peripheral instinct, something goes off, something snaps off, a light switch of sorts. Flick my head up and basically stop moving. And right here, which I will denote with purple, boom, a deer. Now this deer, unlike the one that smelled my piss, this one had antlers on them. They weren't giganto antlers though. They were fairly small, but they were there. And so my first reaction, of course, was, fuck, dude, why are you there? Oh, and then I went hands on knees to just chuckle it, like, oh, you scared me, you stupid idiot, you stupid deer. Meanwhile, the deer's just staring at me like, what did I do? What do you mean, what did I even do? And as I am hands on knees, kind of chuckling, I look up. My head kind of goes back up because, you know, I also don't want to not be paying enough attention if it turns to run at me. Its head was more like here. So it was sort of, it had twisted its body to look at me, but it wasn't facing my direction outright. But I looked up from this position, and what did I see? But, oh shit, there's a deer like right here or so. Oh shit, okay. And then glanced to the right. Oh shit, there's one up on the rock hill over here. What the hell? And then, wait, is that another in the distance? There was another one in the distance. Now, 3 of these 4 all had antlers. They did not have mega antlers. They all had sort of small to, I would say on the smaller side of antlers. But then the one that was on the rock, which I'm assuming was female, did not have antlers. I could be wrong, but whatever. I'm not an antlerologist. The official term, by the way. But yeah, obviously they were all staring at me because I made noise and stuff. And I had a decision to make. Am I going to get this thing to move and then continue? Or am I just gonna turn around? And I decided, it's just a deer. I'm just gonna like yell at it and then it's gonna move. And it did, actually. I just kind of made like, get the hell out of here. What are you doing? And this one kind of went down this way, and this was sort of a downhill. This area is a bit of a downhill. So it went down the hill, and it was, you know, far enough away. Which actually, by the way, is near this was near where the piss incident happened. Was like somewhere maybe over here. So it makes sense that it was in a similar location. Anyway, after this guy moves, I also was keeping an eye on the ones that were over here, because, you know, when I'm going around this curve bit, I can't really see what's going on over here that well. So I did more tentatively, not maybe normal speed, even a little bit tentatively, but I made my way around. I was keeping my eye on them. They were keeping their eye on me, and I went about my way. Now, as you may have heard at the beginning, I said that this was only going to be a 5, 6, 7, 8 minute extension of sorts. Run into them next time, see who's stronger. I don't want to get deer lice. Yeah, that's my excuse. I had a strong intuition that I would see these folks again. I would see them again on my way back. And indeed I did. Once I got to probably about here, I saw them again. I think there was maybe 2 or so on the hill. Maybe the third one was down here, or it was up here and then it moved. I don't really remember. But the important thing, I'm not going to keep these ones drawn up here, but just know that there was, you know, 1, 2, 3, whatever. Important thing was that there was one that was like right here. And it was looking at me. It was one of the ones with antlers. And I'm like, all right, here we go again. This is easy. I know how this works. All right. Get out of here. He like did it. He just looked at me like, bro, I've seen that trick. You think that's not gonna work again? Fuck. What do you mean that's not gonna work again? I need to go this way, please. I get a little bit closer. He like, they do like a couple small steps, but nothing really. I take like a random little pebble or whatever, and I don't throw it at the deer. I throw it to land like near it to hopefully spook it off. It lands, boom, boom. It goes like, instead of, you know, going this way or that way, it just goes like a couple steps back this way. I'm like, that doesn't help me. You gotta get out of the way, not just further back on the way. What the hell? So I'm like, all right, I don't want to throw something at it. I know that if I know I could just do the yell thing again, but let's make sure it actually gets them really out of the way. I don't want to. So you do the, you know, what they teach you in wildlife related things. Make yourself look big, arms in the air. I didn't like sprint at it. I just took a couple more steps and made more noise, but made myself look big at the same time. And then it finally got out of the way. And with that, I was able to eventually proceed my way home, though I was also, you know, keeping my eye on these guys that were up here. And I was able to make my way, you know, kind of checking behind me instead of I don't get chased down or something. That would have been crazy. But thankfully, it went fine. It did feel, you know, going around the curve is when it feels the most sketchy, because you're like, they got the high ground, Anakin, right? Oh, Star Wars reference, all. But, you know, it's true. Can you imagine a full-grown deer, maybe not full-grown antlers yet, but full-grown ass deer jumping at you and like landing on you? That could kill you. I mean, kills people in cars sometimes. So, yeah, so then I continued on my way and everything went fine, but I just figured you would appreciate there was a new deer incident. Maybe not as strange, maybe more typical than, I mean, I don't think anyone can beat the deer piss smelling story, but for sure that one was that was another one to the collection. Who knows, maybe I'll run into some of them again. We'll see. But the fact that I've seen them both kind of in that area means that maybe they're around there. So I don't know, maybe there'll be more deer stories in the future.